Hi everyone, and welcome to The Outlet. Andrew Hewitt's my name, and on behalf of the Reece Group, we want to give you the very latest information to help you build a better business as we make our way on a road to recovery. Today we wanted to talk a fair bit around finances, and in particular the government stimulus that is here to support you and your business on the road to recovery. And as always, whenever we need to talk finance, we go straight to the horse's mouth. And Jimmy knows exactly what he's talking about. James Klein from Klein Partners, how are you?
I'm great, Andrew. Great to be with you, mate.
Fantastic. Well, thanks, Jimmy. Let's get straight into it, mate. We know that there's been a range of stimulus measures that have been announced by the government. I'll get you to go through sort of the top three things that you think government are willing to sort of stimulate as far as the economy go to give us all a leg up and help us on the road to recovery.
Well, the first thing I'd like to talk about is actually the budget as a whole. The whole thing is all about spending and jobs, okay? So in specifically for you guys watching at home, it's about three key things. First one being the fixed asset write-off. Now, this is not overly new. The idea is this: if you're buying business assets, tools, equipment, and even motor vehicles, you can get an instant tax write-off. So in the year you bought it, you get the tax deduction as opposed to getting it depreciated over 2 to 3 years. So if you're out there needing new equipment, go for it because you're going to get the tax benefit. Just be careful with the cars though. Just be careful with the trucks. There is a luxury car tax limit. So you're only going to get a tax write-off up to about $67,000. If you're going to buy a luxury truck, just be careful. Seek some advice on that. But other equipment like your tools, computer equipment, even anything that's related to the business, it's in and they want you spending money on it. So if you need new equipment, just go for it.
And what about the technology associated with those assets? I mean, you talked before about computer equipment. I'm assuming if you're using MyOb or if you're using some accounting tools as well, there's a whole raft of measures and tax breaks available to you there if you want to claim some of that pretty important, the software or the hardware associated with making some of those key business decisions.
That's correct. Just think of it like this. Any money that you're spending on your business to create income is going to be a tax deduction for you. So software, computers, stationery, equipment, all those things, it's in, and please take advantage of it. The second thing I'd like to talk about today is the JobMaker process. So this is a new program set out by the federal government that is trying to encourage the hiring of 20 to 35-year-olds. Now, if you are looking to get some help into your business and you're looking at someone, if they've been on JobSeeker prior, you can get a subsidy from the government of up to $200 per week per employee for the rest of the year. So think about that. If you want to expand your operations and you need new people, you may be eligible for a subsidy, which is a very exciting new program that's being brought out.
And we always love it whenever the government mention anything around tax cuts, no matter what your income bracket. What can you tell us about what the tax cuts might mean for small business owners right across Australia?
Every taxpayer in Australia has received a tax cut. Essentially, the marginal tax rates, the rates of tax that every individual is paying in the country, has been brought down. The actual percentages haven't changed, but the rates of the brackets of where your pay sits has been brought down. So on average, if you're on $100,000 a year, it's around $50 a week in savings. If you're on about $60,000, $70,000, it's around $35 to $40 a week in savings of tax. Now, that's now effective from the 1st of July. So what's happened here, everyone's been paying tax for the first 3.5 months on the old tax rates, but this is all going to be implemented, I believe, the 1st of November. So if you are paying a payroll, your tax rates are going to change. That's a heads up. Okay, so just keep an eye out for that and make sure you're checking your pay slips from your bosses to make sure that they've passed it on as well. Okay, so it was passed through federal parliament in a couple of days ago, so it's going to be implemented as soon as they can.
And we all want to compete when it comes to building our log of work, particularly as some of those major infrastructure projects are building out. We know there's going to be a whole heap of money that's going to be on offer for people to try and grow their workflow. But I know you've got a really firm view around the margins of your own business and making sure you don't undercut on quotes.
Yeah, that's absolutely spot on. The construction and building sector now is quite competitive. Okay, so the feds have brought in some money to try and stem out the pipeline for the next couple of years of work. But right now, the pressure is on everyone in their quoting of new work. Now, what's been happening is there's builders and plumbers out there who are buying work, not doing it at margin, not making any profit. That is a disastrous plan. Protect your profits. No point doing the job unless you're going to make profits. Always remember that.
And it's great for building a network, Jimmy. The outlet is here to help people make sure they've got the right information to be able to make great decisions. But nothing can beat expert advice. I always promote you and client partners, and I know the value that you offer to us when it comes to communicating some of these key changes. But underpinning all of the announcements that have been made by the government, you've got to get the right level of expertise and advice when it comes to managing your books.
100%. You don't know what you're missing. Let the professionals. It's the same way. If you get asked for your work to do your expertise, ask the accountant, ask your accountant, and if he's not giving you the right advice, find a new one. Really, it's really important now to look after your numbers, right? Being compliant with the tax office is vital if you want to take advantage of government programs. If you're not up to date with your tax affairs, you may miss out. So get involved and keep your numbers nice and clean.
Excellent, Jimmy. So just going back in summary, instant tax write-offs, there are tax concessions for business. Be conscious that if you are building a workflow, you've got to make sure you're building in margins so that you're making money and you're able to keep the economy moving. You're an absolute winner, Jimmy. I'll see you on Tools Down. It's back for a grand final edition next week, so I can't wait to chat to you even more as we find out in more detail what's going to be going on in some states around Australia as the road to recovery continues. You're a legend, mate. We'll catch up with you again soon.
Thank you, Andrew. Have a great day.